Hey guys, well, I'm glad that you have finally got to watch this video. For those of you who are attending the winter retreat, I'm really excited about what's going to be coming up next month for January the 15th through the 16th for our Rush Student Winter Retreat. And I just wanted to share a quick video with you because I know a lot of you get busy during this time of the season where Christmas is coming up. You may be watching this a little bit later in early January. It may be 2021 right now. I hope you're excited about the new year. I don't know when you're watching this, but I hope this is bringing you blessing today. What I just want to do is I want to go over really quickly just some things that you need to know to prepare for the winter retreat that's coming up very, very soon. And instead of having a meeting where we get together and it takes up more time out of your schedule, I just wanted to send you a quick video. And then if you have any questions from that video or from this video, I would love to go over that with you. That can be through email, phone call, whatever, and just simplify that a little bit better for you in preparing for the winter retreat next month with your student. First of all, I'm going to go through a couple of questions that you may be having and then just some things that I want you to prepare for this winter retreat. Well, first of all, the one that's the most simple is who's going to the winter retreat? Well, your student is going to the winter retreat if you're receiving this through email today. And I'm so excited that they're going to be coming. We've got a good group that's coming to the winter retreat. It's going to be a fun experience. The big question, and another big question, is what are they learning at the winter retreat? Well, if you've been listening to my advertisements and all the stuff that I talked about the winter retreat, they're going to be going through the theme, what is the gospel? We talked about what is a healthy church member last year, but I really wanted to take a step back and simplify more because I want our students to be trained on just the simple essence of the faith of knowing what is the gospel. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through this book called What is the Gospel? I know that's backwards on your screen, but it's called What is the Gospel by Greg Gilbert. One of the best simple books on the gospel that I've ever read. And I would even say you take time to read it as well because it's a great book. But what I'm going to ask your student to do is before they attend this winter retreat, this is a big thing, I want them to read this book because I think it's going to help them when we start going over discussion questions, talking about certain things with leaders on different things with the retreat related to what is the gospel. Because all of us need to know what is the gospel so that we know what it means to be saved. We know what it means to continue in the Christian life because that is the centerpiece. It's the essence of who we are is knowing what is the good news of Jesus Christ. And so it's going to be highly evangelistic, highly discipleship focused, and it is a short book. It's only a couple chapters. I think it's only like 5 or 6 chapters. So it's really not that bad. Again, very short book. Look how thin it is. So you want to make sure that you read that before you go. If you've not received this book, you will receive it by December the 27th, 2020. So make sure you get this book for me whenever I am in. So I want you to go ahead and have that book so you can be prepared for the winter retreat. When you get to the winter retreat, you are going to receive this one that looks almost identical to it. It's even thinner, and it is a discussion guide. And so it goes through discussion questions on the winter retreat. And this is what we're going to be going over, all these different questions in sessions. And we will go over 2 sessions per time period that we'll be going over during the winter retreat. Again, they will receive that when they get there so they can take notes. So technically, they don't have to have a notebook unless they want one. But I would ask you, please let them bring their book. They're going to get a study guide. And then don't forget your Bible and a pen. They need a Bible and they need a pen. So make sure they have all that. And you will see that in the packing list that's attached to this email. When is the winter retreat? Well, if you don't know yet, it is Martin Luther King weekend, January the 15th to the 16th. We will have a final 2 sessions on Sunday school on that January the 17th on a Sunday. But we will not be at Bond Clark, and we will already be back at home. You'll be resting in your house that Saturday night and having a great time. And so, but we'll be back the next morning to finish up those final 2 sessions for Sunday school. The reason why I do that is because I know retreat weekends can be really tiresome and you need a break afterwards. You want to get some rest on that Monday of Martin Luther King weekend that usually y'all have off. So that's the reason why I decided the past 2 years to do that. Um, where are we going to be at? Again, it's in Bon Clarkin. It's Bon Clarkin Conference Center. I've done some conferences and retreats there before. It's a great area. It is affiliated with the Presbyterian Church, but it is a really cool little area, outdoorsy. And the cool part about this year is we will have separated rooms, and then we'll have one conference room that's in the same building. So we won't have to travel very much from building to building this year. It will probably be cold, so just pack warm, and I've got all the packing stuff with that attached to the email. And the other part that will be our second part of it is not only just the training, but also the fun time that we're going to have at Moonshine Mountain. And it is a really cool snow tubing place. They have a lot of little fun activities you can do there. Main one, obviously, is snow tubing, and all of that's been covered in your price that you gave and that you did these past couple of months. So why are we doing something like this, Kyle? Why do you go through the insanity of taking a bunch of students with leaders and having them in one room and talking to them and trying to, teach them certain things? I think it's so important in the Christian life to have milestones such as these in youth ministry. And I think for us, training leaders is key in student ministry. What I've noticed is last year when we did the winter retreat, it helped me identify leaders within our student ministry who are stepping up. They start stepping up in grow group. They start stepping up and doing other things, maybe interning or doing all types of different things that they can help out in student ministry to identify skill sets, but then also identify growth and discipleship to make more disciples in our students. So that's just why we're doing this. We're doing this to make disciples, and really at the heart of it with this What is the Gospel series for the theme, we're also getting students to think about how to share their faith and how the gospel changes everything. So my hope is that this will peel back the layers in helping them understand the gospel. Now, with all that being said, I know some of you parents may be a little concerned or have some questions. This is an overnight trip, and COVID-19 is still a big thing. So what are we doing health and safety wise? Well, one thing Bon Clarkin on their part is doing is they want you to fill out a waiver. And so I know you've already filled out 2 physical waivers, but they also have an electronic waiver that I've sent to you through the email that I just sent to you. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on that link, and for that link, you're going to fill out a waiver for your student. And if you're a leader, you're going to fill out a waiver for yourself as well. The reason being is because they have to have in their waiver covered not just for all the recreational items that they may possibly do on that campus, but also for COVID-19. With that being said, what are we doing to ensure some type of health or cautiousness on our part? Here's some things that I want us to do. Number one, we're going to be in North Carolina. North Carolina is a little bit more strict on COVID-19 restriction and stuff like that. So regardless, you have to bring your mask. You're going to have to bring your mask on the retreat. Pretty much everywhere you go, you need to have a mask ready to go. Here's where I'm going to ask you to wear a mask. And I know, again, a lot of students, this may be like, oh, are you serious? But this is just one way where we are covering our bases to be as safe as possible as a student ministry. Number one, we're going to be riding in separate cars with leaders driving those cars to the winter retreat. When you get in the car, I'm going to ask you to wear a mask. Here's the reason why. I want us to be as cautious as possible. We're going to be in close proximity in a car. You're going to be coming in and out of school. But above all else, if you have any symptoms and you feel sick or anything like that, please stay at home. Don't go to the winter retreat. I know it's such a bummer. It would be terrible, but it would be even worse to have infection and all that different stuff come from COVID-19. So I would ask you, if you are sick in any way, shape, or form, please stay home. We'll work something out. But above all else, I'm going to ask you to wear a mask in the car. I'm also going to ask your students to wear their mask when we're having our meetings in our meeting room area where we're at in Bon Clarkin, because that is a rule with Bon Clarkin, and I have to obey those rules, and it's within the state of North Carolina, so they're trying to obey the precautions there. Also, even possibly with snow tubing, even Moonshine Mountain, they have to also obey laws in North Carolina. I'm sure there's going to be a pretty good bit of students there doing snow tubing as well. And so please bring a mask there too. pretty much everywhere you go, you need to have a mask so that you can have that available with you. The only place you will not have a mask that you don't have to wear one is when you sleep. That's pretty much it. Because when you get to the rooms, and here's the cool part, parents, is that they're not going to be in a bunk style room like it was last year where everybody's in the same room. It will actually be separated rooms with 2 queen size beds. And my hope is to have 2 to 3 students per room. Again, so we're limiting the amount of gathered people in rooms and doing the best we can in that. We will have leaders on both levels of those rooms. And so, again, that's the best way we can know how to be safe and do what we can to make sure we're being as cautious as we can during these times. Schedule. You have an attached schedule to this email that looks a lot like this, okay? This is a very, very, very rough draft. You will see the first time on here says, leaving Chapin Baptist Church at 4:15 p.m. I know students get out of school later at high school and middle school. I understand that. And so what I want to ask you to do is try to shoot for that time as much as possible. Have your stuff packed, ready to go, so that when they leave school, they're immediately there and we are ready to go. My hope is that we can get everyone there around 4:30-ish, and then we can get on the road. Again, this is a rough draft. So again, I just want you to look at that schedule and let that be your light. Couple things I just want to remind you of in that schedule. We could possibly or may not have a bonfire. That's kind of a to be announced and kind of seeing how the weather goes. Main things you need to know is 5:30 or whenever we get to around dinner time, we will be driving in separate cars. So separate cars will pick up dinner on the way as we're going to Bon Clarkin. So here's the thing you need cash for. You need cash with you for your Friday night dinner. You will not need cash for your Saturday morning breakfast because we're going to have some leaders that are going to go to like an Ingles or a grocery store and get breakfast items from those places and have those there on Saturday morning. So you don't have to worry about that. So Friday night, then Saturday for lunch, you also want to have cash with you. The plan is that when we get to Moonshine Mountain, they're going to have food trucks and have a couple items of food. You want to make sure you have enough money for that as well. Again, those are some cheaper options. It's going to be basically your chicken tenders, sandwiches, hamburgers, hot dogs. That's what you need to be thinking about. So make sure you have enough money for that. And then on Saturday evening, when we leave snow tubing, the plan is to stop in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Again, restrictions will probably be a little bit less then, but we're not guaranteed that. Still bring your mask. But what we'll do is we'll say, all right, cars, you're going to get in your cars, and then you're going to go to where you want to go eat in Spartanburg. And I will give them that location and pick those restaurants where they're going to go eat at with their leaders, okay? So those are the main things with money that they need to. Now, if they have anything extra they want to buy at Moonshine Mountain, that is up to you as a parent. If you want to give them that money, that is totally your prerogative. So I'm going to let you be in charge of that. Again, you have a packing list that's attached to this. It is a very rough packing list. I tried to almost do too much to where you could think of everything possible that you need to pack for this event. Again, what's one of the most important things you need to pack? Bible, your book, and a mask. Those are the big things you need to make sure that you pack, and also your money for Friday night dinner, Saturday lunch, and Saturday dinner. So all those things being said, please make sure you pack enough money for that. And then the last thing I want to do is just announce our leaders that are going on the winter retreat, so you have an idea of who are my children going to be with. And so one of them is going to be your silly youth pastor who's talking to you right now. I will be there, obviously, leading most of the sessions. We also have my wife, Kaylee, who's going to be there, and she's really excited about being there. Teresa Royson is going to be there. She's been a huge help to our student ministry the past couple of months and even beyond, and she's going to be there. The pastor's wife, Amy Hull, is going to be there as well. She brings a lot to the table when it comes to conversations from winter retreat from last year, so I'm excited about her coming again this year. Chandler Johnson and Bradley Bailey, they're coming to help with guys. And then also, I'm really excited about him coming, and I'm going to give him opportunities to lead as well. It's Brandon Pelfrey, and I love him to death, and I'm really excited that he is also going to get to come. So those are your leaders that are going to be coming. They're going to be driving. They're going to be spending time with your students and having a great time hanging out with them. Final thoughts. One final thought is, if you want to be added to constant update or just be on the instant update for Winter Retreat information, please text at Rush WR 2021 to 81010. That's at Rush WR 2021 to 81010. You want to make sure that you do that so that you can be in the zone on anything else that comes up, in case of any emergencies or anything that you need to know of. And also, I can update you on when we are going to arrive at the church when we get back from the winter retreat that Saturday night, and all those good things. And then finally, make sure you fill out that electronic waiver on that link that I've sent you through email. That is all I have. I know that's a lot, but I wanted to give that all to you so that you could be ready in the next couple or in the next month early. So I'm super excited about the winter retreat, excited about what's to come of that. If you have any questions, please email me, call me, or text me of any questions that you can think of that I did not go over in this video. I hope you have a great day. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and winter retreat is coming. See you later.